Он окружен виноградниками. Шикарный рислинг, другие сорта.
Dan doe ik het zo even.
Oh la la. Je moet wel opletten voor die.
Hier mag je niet. Ja, ik kan best.
Vielleicht futtern wir es hier. Ja, schon. Wir haben oder wir waren. Aber es ist doch besser.
Starting here because it's a nice view.
Ja. 150.
So everybody, welcome to the Cochem Imperial Castle. My name is Bas, I'm from the Netherlands myself. The tour takes about 40 minutes. You are allowed to make photographs everywhere. Also with flashlight, no problem. When you're going inside, please don't touch anything and don't take souvenirs with you.
Okay.
When you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask me anytime. So we started right here at the main tower. The big keep here is about 40 meters high. The wall's about 180 to 3 meters 60 thick. You can see there are two parts. The lower part here, there the walls are about 3 meters 60 thick. It's also one of the oldest parts of the castle. The castle was built 1,000 years ago. Old piece of rock, you see it right here. On the top you see also a large mosaic. I'll tell you more about it later on. First we go a little bit further, I'll tell you more about the history over there. This way please. I'll tell you more about the history over here. Then we're going inside the castle, we're going out on the other side of the place. So first of all, the history of the castle. I told you the castle is about 1,000 years old. The people will build it here with the Byzantine counts. And why they built the castle here? Do you have an idea about that? Why the castle was built here? High on the hill. Trade routes. Trade routes, yeah? Something to do with it, huh? They took money from the ships who passed here for taxes. So it was a custom castle here. They earned lots of money here in the Byzantine camps. The other castles were thinking the same thing. They were also asking money. And the journey was too expensive at last. There are more than 200 castles here on the river. So it was a very expensive trip here. Therefore the German king took over to regulate this area. In 1151, just a few castles were able to ask money after that. And this was one of them. So this was still a custom castle. So the German king stayed here until 1294. The last king over here was Adolf von Nassau. And he reported the castle to the Archbishop of Trier. The king needed money for the elections. Kings were elected these days, like the American president. But they never returned the money. That's why the Archbishop of Trier stayed in control of this area for a long time after that. For about 500 years he was in control of this area here. And that was a good time for the development of the town of the castle. Made it bigger, stronger here. In 1332, Cochem became the city right of the city of Trier, oldest town of Germany. And the castle looked like this in 1576, World War here. It all went well for 500 years until 1689. And that was a very dark year. The castle and the town was both destroyed by the French troops under Louis XIV. He destroyed all the castles here along the river. You see nothing but ruins now. But also this castle was completely damaged. It burned for 3 days and it was only a ruin after that. In Cochem we are quite lucky. After 200 years here, a rich businessman came this way from Berlin. Louis Raffinet was his name, and he bought the ruin for about 500 euros. It's almost for nothing. But you have to rebuild it again. You have to rebuild it again like it was before. And he did. He rebuilt this castle like it is today, and it looks almost the same as it was. Just the inside is now completely different. It's now with the living comfort of the 19th century, and still looks like that. But the family of Raffinet lived here until the Second World War. Then that was sold back to the government. The children of Mr. Raffinet, they couldn't pay their taxes anymore. They were forced to sell their castle. Later in 1978 it was sold to the city of Cochem for a small amount of money for only 300,000 euros. It's almost nothing. Again. So since then the rebuilding of the castle, if the old stones are used, there are not enough stones to rebuild it. Therefore they use other stones from the other ruins.
And they brought it with the ship?
I think so, I don't know exactly how they did it. It was a lot of work, of course. Yeah. Want to show you one more thing? The small tower in the middle of the room is called the Witch Tower. Witch with a W. Witch Tower. Yeah, like an accent tour in German. It's the only original tower from the castle. It's 1,000 years old, and I showed you at the end of it. You can think about it why it's called like that. I explain it later. Not going this way, please. This way. Christmas. Wow. So just spread out a little bit with enough space here. So a very nice room to start with. Large dining hall. Please try to not to touch also the chairs, please.
Oh,
So
sorry.
please stay with us. Okay, thank you. It's closed. A large dining hall here of the 19th century. It looked like this in the time that the family of Raffinet lived here. Maybe they had some Christmas dinner here. A lot of wooden decorations here, all kinds of oak here along the sides, all kinds of wooden carvings. On the doors here, see the Bible you see there, Old and New Testament. All thanks to Mr. Raffinet, rebuild of this castle. He liked the wooden decorations a lot. You see it everywhere in this castle. Mr. Raffinet was of course a very rich man. He made his fortune in Berlin with the big steel company over there. He was also responsible for building the railway between Koblenz and Trier, so the region over here. That's how the family came from Berlin to here. He supplied the steel for the railway, earned lots of money with it. And then he thought about the idea of buying this ruin here and built a nice summer house for his wife. But that's where we are now. We have the summer house of the family of Raffinet. So it's only a summer house here. Not bad. What's dominating this room is that large buffet over there. The buffet is built in here. It's about 4.5 meters wide and 5 meters high. On the buffet you see that there's rules standing, the plates there. It was a way to show your richness at the time. Also a very nice ceiling here. The ceiling is nicely decorated with lots of poker work. Also you see there a two-headed eagle. The eagle was the arms of the German king. He had two heads. He was also king of Rome, Italy. Later it was also a German empire here in Europe. So the two heads of the eagle stands for more power. And the way of decoration here, we call it the Neo-Renaissance style. And the Renaissance style lacks the balance and the symmetry in the room. You see, for example, there the buffet on that side. On the other side you see the fireplace with a wooden decoration on top of it, just placed there to keep the balance here in the room. Interesting to know, all the walls here inside the castle, they're all hand painted. There are no wallpapers here, it's all painted by hand. So all the ceilings, all the walls, it was a lot of work to decorate this castle. And in the corner we have a special door over there. What do you think is behind the door here?
Escape route?
A toilet. Escape route. Maybe a kitchen. Could be anything, of course. But it's a surprise. It's nothing what you think of. Of course, nothing. Why it was built in then?
Because there is
Just symmetry.
Symmetry, yeah? There's a door on the left, and they built one on the right because of the symmetry, and that was important for the Renaissance style of decoration. So it's just decoration. Can be dangerous, when they had a nice meal with lots of wine. They could take the wrong door here. It's quite dangerous. We take the other door, of course. Going this way, please. So the next three rooms are a bit smaller, so try to use all the space in the room. This way, please. So please come in. So please come in, everybody. So please come in when the last person can close the door for me. Because of the wind. It's a lot of wind going through the rooms here.
Niet aankomen, niet aankomen. Een stapje nog terug.
Yes, thank you very much. So, nice room here. We have three small rooms. This is the first one. We have many names for this room here. First of all, we have to look up to the ceiling here. We see a very nice ceiling here. It's a Gothic ceiling, so it was called the Gothic room here. In the old times it was also called the Keminate. And Keminate was a fireplace heated room. Here a small room with a big fireplace, nicely warm here in winter. Therefore it was also given to the ladies. So also a room for the ladies here. The way of decoration is more delicate. You see the fireplace here with the Delfter tiles. Handmade tiles from Delft are placed in the Netherlands. Every tile is different from another. And here with seeds of the Bible on them. That's very special. Here the walls are hand painted again. It's also renovated 7 years ago. And the table in the middle, it's a special one. It's with art boule technique, they call it. It's with wooden inlays. But not just with wood, also with ivory. It's inlaid here. And the combination, that makes it really special. The windows we're seeing over there, these are reconstructed. A lot of windows were destroyed end of the Second World War by the air pressure of the bombing here in Cochem. Cochem was heavily bombed here by the Allies that tried to hit an ammunition depot here in the town. But the German army hid it in the train tunnel on the mountain. They could never reach it. But they just bombed it here. About 60% of the town was destroyed for nothing. The castle was not been hit, just a few windows were destroyed by the air pressure. But they were kind of lucky. These are restored by a local man that made them exactly the way they were before. Any questions so far? Then we go to the next room over here. Even a smaller, yes. It's a very nice ceiling here. The top carpets above the doors, it's typical for the Romanesque style of decoration. In the corner an old heater, it's a stove from the 16th century made in Nuremberg, made out of stone. When that's warm, it stays warm for a long time. On the bottom side it's nicely decorated with the Israeli kings from the Old Testament in high relief. Small room here, and still we have two secret doors here. Where are they? Two secret doors.
Over there?
In the corner there. Yes.
Here.
That's one. And the other one is behind you.
Behind you.
Right here. That's why I'm standing here. Yeah, in the corner there's a staircase going up to the second floor. There were private rooms on the second floor. So here official rooms. And behind me there's a staircase going downwards. I can show you the entrance. If you don't believe me, it's really true. Wil je even naar binnen kijken? Even kijken of er echt een trap naar beneden is. Ja, dat doe ik de deur achter jullie dicht. Oh, zo hè? Ja. Okay, confirmed there's a staircase coming downwards. A small room beneath us, it was a secret library. Why it was a secret, it had to do with the beliefs of the family. They were Huguenots for Protestants. They lived in a Catholic France. They were not sure of their lives, that's why they escaped to Berlin to be safe. Later they came this way to build a railway here. It was a Catholic area here again in Germany. They had to be careful, that's why they had a secret room here. It's all empty now below us, but there's also a tunnel starting here, just beneath us. It was an escape route to the city center, that's what the old people from Cochem were telling me. A long tunnel to the Capuchin cloister here in town. Must be still there. I tried it of course, but it's blocked after 10 meters. It's too dangerous to use it again. The tunnel must be still there. Partly, I think it collapsed somewhere. Old tunnel. Interesting. Okay, we're going to the next room here. You can sit on the furniture over there if you like.
Центр города.
So it's getting dark here. So here a small room above the last gate of the castle. And the last gate of the castle was the Lion's Gate. That was the fourth and the last gate for the defense of the castle. When the enemy came in here by the main entrance down there, he came underneath this gate here. It was too late, the castle was been taken by the enemy. The last safe place for the people here were only the main tower with the big walls. It was built like a panic tower. You know the panic rooms? This was a panic tower. Therefore it was built. They could live there for 6 to 8 weeks in case of emergencies. That's a long time ago, 1,000 years ago. In this room again a nice ceiling. Every ceiling in this castle is different. But they're all nicely decorated with lots of vocal work. And also many readings are burnt into the beams here. A hobby for Mr. Ravenet. They're all over the place but hard to read. It's also in German of course. This one is telling us something like, what is nice don't have to be useful. But just nice is good enough. It's a nice thing. In the middle also a special lamp. It's a kind of mermaid lamp, like a mermaid on the ship, to keep it safe here from evil and demons. They were very superstitious back then. This was really important for them. Nowadays it's a bring of luck when you're standing underneath this lamp. You can make a wish, and always will come true if you keep it a secret. So you're on the right place. You can make a wish. Mag een wens doen. Die staat onder de lamp. Moet het wel geheim houden, anders komt hij niet uit. So you can try, make your wish. Then we go this way, we come to the hunter's room. Be careful with the staircase here. So we are in the hunter's room, the trophy room of the castle. All the animals and trophies you see here, these are all local animals. And on the wall here, a hunter's weapon. The soap feather they call it here. It was used to kill the boars, large boar over here, about 400 pounds at least. And underneath old stollen strength, 3 pieces of them. It was the first movable pieces of furniture in the world in the 15th, 16th century. All made out of oak, very valuable, very special. You can say it was a chest on the legs, and legs are called stollen in German language. So they call it here a stollen strength. Before this it was all built into the walls. So these were movable, mobile, and the word mobile comes from that. So the first mobile in the world, you can say. The first piece of furniture. So these are not from IKEA. And I've said enough. On the other side you see the bolt-out windows. In German language it's called Butcherscheiben. It was the first art to make windows in the 12th, 13th century here in Middle Europe. The windows which you're seeing here, these are originals from the 19th century. You see the arms here of the castle graves. They were in charge of this castle in the time of the kings. Only with 3% of alcohol. Yeah, you can drink a lot, you don't get really drunk, but you get really tired of it when you're drinking that much. And also the children had to drink wine. Not as much as this, of course, but just a bit. And that slept very well. But the adults, the 5 liters for the men, I think it was a little bit too much. They liked the wine, that was not a problem. But after 5 liters, they were really tired. They were so tired, they couldn't find the opening in the door here anymore. They couldn't find the keyhole on the door. That's why they were looking for a solution. They didn't want to drink less, so they had some help here at the door here. They made some guiding lines along the lock. And so my key is always dropping into the keyhole. I show it to you. So my key is near it, it just drops down up into the keyhole. That helped them to open the door. Still drink 5 liters of wine. Really simple.
Вниз просто тянешь, и ее направится в замочную скважину. Чтобы они по команде смотрели. Не, ну это старые, ой, молодые, в 19 веке.
So please come in. I'd start some music to hear the acoustic here. Where the Knight's Hall is the largest room of this castle. Here you see a very nice ceiling again. But the ceiling is not original. There used to be a wooden ceiling here, Gothic ceiling with nice colors. It's replaced in 1929 with the blasted ceiling. And why? It wasn't just because they liked this one better than the old one. It's better of taste. The children of Mr. Waffenegger, they let it built in here underneath the old ceiling. So the old ceiling is still there. The Gothic style is gone. The Gothic style you see still back here at the fireplace. And on top of the fireplace you see also 2 animals sitting over there. What kind of animals are they? What kind of animals do you see there?
Frogs? Frogs?
They look like frogs, huh? That's why I'm asking. They're lions.
Ah.
They are Philantine lions from the Philantine counts. You see the lions with the helmet on the head with the visor closed. That's why they look like frogs. They are Philantine lions. It was the symbol of the Philantine counts. We built the castle here. So also at the entrance of this castle, you see a large lion over there, near the cannon. So no frogs. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Like frogs.
In the corner here, a statue of Mr. Waffenegger himself, the rebuild of this castle. Mr. Waffenegger died of the age of 56, and he rebuilt this whole castle in only 10 years' time. That's really quick. He lived here for 2 years, then he died. He drank too much wine, we think, at the end of his life. And why he was drinking too much, it was not just like that. It has a reason. It had to do with his family situation. There you see his family on the portrait there on the wall with his wife and his children. His wife was 20 years younger than him, but she left him before the castle was finished. And that was a pity because this castle was rebuilt for his wife as a summer house. So basically he built it for nothing. His wife was gone. She divorced him. So he built the castle for nothing. And his wife was gone, he was really very sad. And that's why he was drinking a little bit too much. Good for him, his children stayed with him. And they used this castle as a summer house, which it was meant to be. So they lived here after his death. Any questions so far? Okay, come this way. One moment, please. So here, very nice view. High on the hill. You have different meters of water here. You can see it was usually built here. Nobody comes up here. Very steep hill. For the vending. It's also built in the bend of the river. And for the ships, it was a supply. The castle was here. And they had to pay some money here. They had to pay taxes. They didn't always want to pay money, of course. That's why there was a chain on the bottom of the river here, and they could pull the chain to block the river. And that's how they earned the money. The ships were forced to pay the money. Otherwise they couldn't move on. On the other side, on the right side there, you see a small chapel. It's still used to get married here. There are a lot of weddings here, and mostly in the summertime. So it's still in use. So you can make an appointment later. So the chamber, the room here behind me, it's called a weapons room, but there are not a lot of weapons anymore. There used to be many weapon collections in this castle, but most of the things are from the end of the Second World War. I've seen all the pictures, it was filled with weapons here, it's all gone. This is the way it is. I don't know who to. If you're coming in, I'll tell you more about this room over here. And that giant here in the corner is a bit too big, eh? 2 meters 38 centimeters, this guy here. Every armor was for one person. So this one was also, they told me this man really lived in the castle of Ambras in Innsbruck, in Austria. One man who was that big. Yeah, I cannot still believe it. That this man really lived as a knight, because normal knights, normal persons, were only 160, 165, like those here on the left. And that was normal, and the normal armor was about 17 pounds. And And this guy here, he must be weighing more than 400 pounds at least, with his own body weight in his armor. So I think he was too heavy to sit on the horse. To sit on the normal horse, he was too heavy, so he couldn't walk very far, so what did he do? He used a special horse or a special animal to sit on. Must be something special, I don't know. I was not there.
Maybe dragon.
A dragon, yeah.
Decoration.
That's interesting. When the knights had a battle these days, it was normal that they introduced themselves before the battle. Of course, you could not see who it was, with the helmet on and the visor closed. So what did they do? They opened the visor to show their faces and said, "Hello, here I am. Hello." And now that movement, this movement came. And now that's the starting of the military salute. It started right here at the time of the knights. Must be really true. Soldiers learn it in the training. So that's the military salute. Used in all the world, all the armies. In the middle here, the most valuable piece of furniture of this castle. An old wardrobe from the 16th century. It's made with 8 different kinds of wood. So it's a special one of a kind. Any questions? Then we're going outside again. This way, please. Careful with the last steps. We have a very nice view at the back side of the castle. Rooms of the castle. Be careful. About 50 rooms in total. Most of the rooms are empty. A lot of the nice furniture was taken by the family of Revernaim when they sold the castle in the Second World War. So they were forced to sell the castle. That's why they took a lot of the nice furniture away. So we have seen the second room, the first floor here, the second floor is the apartment room, and then the room all kinds of bedrooms. It's all empty up there. Most of the apartment you see behind you. I like the wine over the water. I'd like to show you how easy it is. You come this way, I show you. So be careful with cameras, glasses or other things. Be careful that nothing falls down. So to the right. Whoa. So 50 meters here. A choice of water downwards takes about 5 seconds to reach the bottom here. So it was a lot of work to dig it out here by hand. It took them 3 years to dig it out. Good to find the water, otherwise they were still digging here. One more time. Yeah? It's really important for the castle to have water, of course. We're lucky to have it.
Dat zal.
En hier past er water. En daar is dan het terug en hier komt ze water ophalen. Vanuit de rotsen. Cool hè?
So the back side of the ink What did you do with the toilet back then? did on the corner and then throw it over the wall. What a nice job, of course. That's where they were thinking. Made some buildings built over the wall here. You can see it on the left. There's a small building over the wall, and that was just the opening at the floor.
Ines,
Ja, super.
daar hebben we
Oh, this
gestapt,
was
hè?
only a summer house, like I said. The winter was too cold, like
Daar was
now.
een
We went back to Berlin. They had summer houses in Berlin as well. Very rich family. In the summer it was really nice here. There was a guest house here. They invited lots of guests here. And also a house for entertainment on the other side. There was a bowling lane inside the building. It was a nice time here in the summer. Here were a lot of trees, a lot of shade. Really very pleasant in the summertime. Okay, now we're going to see the Witch Tower. Wow. Okay? This way. Just be careful with the little stones, they're slippery. Nice view of the castle. You see it was built on the rocks, like you saw at the beginning. It's all slate what you see. Here in an angle of 40 degrees. That can be dangerous when it gets wet. Like now, it's winter at night, it can break. It can slide down. That's why they use the comfort here to stabilize it. And it doesn't get wet between the layers of the slate. Nothing can happen. All secured, and on the right side here, you see the small tower. That's the Witch Tower I told you about. This tower is about 1,000 years old. It's still standing there. Partly plastered and nicely decorated with nice colors. And the whole castle were like that in the old times. It was all plastered here, nicely decorated with lots and lots of colors. It looked totally different from now. The medieval times were not so dark as many people think and saying. It was a very colorful time. So remember that Mr. Wagner put on the large mosaic on the north side of the main tower. We saw it at the beginning of the tour. Therefore the mosaic was built there. The mosaic contains a picture of the holy Christophorus, the holy man who protects the travelers. So we are all protected right now. And why this tower is called the Witch Tower? Witches in it? Maybe it's ex-wife, right? What's locked in? Still flying around. That would be a good explanation. But this tower is also about 1,000 years old. It's still standing. The whole castle was destroyed once. How is it possible this tower is still there? People of Cochem could not explain it. That's why they told people this tower is being protected by witchcraft. That was a good explanation for that time. So that's why it's still called the Witch Tower since that time. It was only an explanation, so no witches. I'm sorry. It was used here as a dungeon. It was not a nice place here, this tower. The whole tower is still empty. Just the opening at the top, and you just drop people inside, and they fell down here and they died beneath here in the tower. So a very nasty place, therefore we better speak of a witch tower now. It's more possible. And with that, we are at the end of the guiding tour. I want to thank you all for your interest. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Wish you a very nice day here in Cochem, and a happy new year, of course. Thank you.
Thank you very much.